You need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Sí entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
All right. And as a part of your sentence as well, the court will order that there's to be no re-entry into the United States unless it's done legally. All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 8119, State of Texas versus Jesus Eduardo Martinez Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis Banks in the state of Texas.
Defense?
Robert Mower for defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Jesus Eduardo Martinez Cantu?
Sí.
Yes,
All right, we do have an interpreter here. If you could raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Arlene Abrams, license number 2081.
All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No objections.
Defense?
No, Judge, just argument.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison, and the state is remaining silent on your application. However, the state does reserve the right to speak to any factual issues. Defense, you may proceed.
Yeah, Judge, if I could correct one thing, I did want to make a clarification. The page 2 shows 3 arrests for the defendant. There's actually only one. The second and third charges, one was created in error and one was rejected as extraneous offense. I think it was more of a clerical issue. But speaking to the instant offense, my client engaged in a consensual sexual relationship with a girl who had told him she was 17. She was not. Obviously, the big issue is his actions have affected him and essentially harmed his family. The court had appointed an immigration lawyer on this case, and whether he gets probation or deferred, or whether he gets TDC, he's going to be deported. The only issue is a question of when. And obviously, my client's aware he broke the law, and he is willing to accept the consequences. His wife is actually present, which surprisingly enough, and she's supportive. She doesn't feel comfortable testifying. She doesn't speak English either. But I did talk with her through the court, through the translator about what was happening. They have 2 children together who are going to be affected and harmed by his actions, but that's the consequences of his decision, and he understands that. I would ask the court to consider granting him deferred so he can be deported right away and attempt to at least support the family from Mexico. I'm not aware of their immigration status. That's not part of my job. And if the court does not feel it's appropriate to grant him deferred, I'd ask the court to sentence him as low as possible based upon the facts, and give him credit for the time served so he can try to get out as soon as possible, and get back to Mexico and try to support his family.
All right. Anything you wish to say, Mr. Cantu?
No.
No,
You sure?
Sí.
yes,
Judge, I talked to him. He didn't feel comfortable saying anything.
Okay. All right. I always review everything, and I did review the PSI report. I did review the stipulations that were entered into. And I do note from reading the stipulations that the complainant states that she told you that she was 17. And my understanding is that the complainant was actually 16 and not 17.
Correct, Judge.
And I do note that the state has not had any contact with the complainant for a long time, or with the complainant's mother. Then finally, the state was able to reach the complainant's mother again. But according to the PSI report, there has been No response.
That's my understanding as well, Judge.
All right, Mr. Cantu, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Chapter 62 registration is a lifetime registration. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay,
No, do you understand?
I'll
Oh,
talk to him about
entiendo.
it.
I understand.
I'll explain everything to him, Judge.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Sí.
Yes,
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Sí, lo entiendo.
yes, I understand.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I
All right.
understand.
And as a part of your sentence as well, the court will order that there's to be no re-entry into the United States unless it's done legally. Do you understand?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from the state.
Not from defense, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Cantu, you would not be in this situation if you would have been faithful to your wife. And you have to ask yourself, is this 2 years worth what you did? And because the way the law is written, I would always tell my clients, these are basically statutory. Either you did it or you didn't do it. There is no excuses. The law is the law, and the law says if somebody is under the age of 17, you cannot engage in this conduct. Doesn't matter if they told you they were 17 or 18, or they look like they're 17 or 18 or 19. I tell my students that all the time, and that goes for the females as well. Doesn't matter if the boy, the girl tells you they're 17, 18, or 19, or they look 17, 18, 19, or if they're at the club. If they are underage and you engage in contact with them of this nature, it's illegal. You understand?
Sí, lo entiendo.
All right,
Yes,
so
I
look to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.